Welcome everyone to part 11 of our Python basics tutorial. In this tutorial, I will introduce you with Python functions. A function is a block of organized reusable code that is used to perform a single related action. Functions provide better modularity for applications and a high degree of code reusing. These functions are called user-defined functions, and you can create them on your own. So we'll begin with defining a function. You can define functions to provide the required functionality. So here are simple 4 rules to define Python functions. Function block begin with the keyword def, followed by the function name and parentheses. For example, def do something. Any input parameters or arguments should be placed within these parentheses. You can also define parameters inside the parentheses. For example, here. And the code block within every function starts with the colon and is indented. Here's the colon and indentation. The statement, define a statement, return expression, exit a function. Optionally, passing back on expression to the caller. A return statement with no argument is the same as return no. So you should use something like return xe, but at first let's write what's the syntax. So it would be define function name, parameters, and here is the function suite, and what we'll do here is return expression. So here's the default syntax of functions. Functions have positional behavior and you need to inform them in the same order that they were defined. You always must use the return with value, otherwise it will return 0. So for example, if this was a syntax, we should, this is the example of function. Example, print this example will run, for example, right, and a equal to 22 plus 99 and return a. So we must comment this or delete, doesn't matter, save it and run it. Oh, sorry, we need to call it, so we write something like print example function will print. Okay, so the above function takes addition as input parameter and prints it on standard screen when we call this example function. So at first it prints this line, and then it function gets a return as a value, and we print it here. Next, we'll talk about function required arguments. So required arguments are the arguments passed to a function in correct positional order. Here, the number of arguments in the function call should match exactly with the function definition. So here's the example. Define print me string, for example. We have a colon, print string, and then we'll use the return. Okay, we have define our function, and we'll call it like print me, and we'll write hi there, hi there, hi there. You can see. So as you understood, when the above code is executed, it prints hi there. Next, we'll add function keyword arguments. So keyword arguments are related to the function calls. When you use keyword arguments in a function call, the caller identifies the argument by the parameter name. This allows you to skip arguments or place them out of order because the Python interpreter is able to use the keywords provided to match the values with parameters. You can also make keywords calls to the printme function in the following way. So before we wrote an example, we'll add something to it. So it would be print value, and here we'll add value like this, and in print me we'll use something like 999 maybe, and well, yeah, it would be fine with print me. So we build, and when the above code is executed, it returns the same result as it was with required arguments, hide there, and in a new line it will return a number 999. So here it is. Next, we can talk about function default arguments. So default argument is an argument that assumes a default value if value is not provided in the function call for the argument. The following example gives an idea on default arguments. It prints default age if it's not the passed. So here's the example. We'll add something to the same as it was before. So we write string here, for example, and here we'll add value. Here's here will be a default value in our function. So now we should use printme function. So for example, if value equal to 999 here, and string print hi there, and in another example we'll write only string, and let's print. So as you can see, when the above code is executed, it prints two results in 4 lines. This first is with a custom argument. I mean, second is with, yeah, first is with custom argument, and second is with default argument. And default argument is 77, and we didn't show here, so it was printed out. Sometimes you may need to process a function for more arguments than you specified while defining the function. These arguments are called variable length arguments and are not named in the function definition, unlike required and default arguments. So here's the variable length arguments syntax, and define function name. And here we'll add formal arguments. And in here we'll add variable arguments. And here use function suite as before, and simple return expression. Simple, isn't it? So an asterisk is placed before the variable name that holds the values of all non-keyword variable arguments. And this argument remains empty if no additional arguments are specified during the function call. So with this syntax, we'll write an example. So define a printme function again as before, arguments 1, and then we'll write args 2. Here we print something. For example, this will be output is, and Here we'll print simple args 1. Okay, next we print another arguments, print variable, variable and return. So now we should call print me function here. So print me, we use 10 for example here, and we build it. So as you see, we have one argument and output is 10, only one parameter. So if we'll write something like 80, 70, 60, 50, we build it. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake here. So here should be output is, and oh, sorry, here's the mistake. So here it is, it prints 10 and it prints all the arguments from this place. So when we are using this print me function, it only simply skips this place and jumps to this place. So I didn't talked about anonymous function. So anonymous functions are called so because they are not declared in the standard manner by using the defined keyword. You can use the lambda keyword to create small anonymous functions, and here are simple rules to define Python anonymous functions. I'll write 4 functions. There are 4 function rules. So first rule is lambda forms can take any number of arguments but return just one value in the form of an expression. They cannot contain commands or multiple expressions. Second would be anonymous function cannot be direct called to the print because lambda requires an expression. Third will be lambda functions have their own local namespace and cannot access variables other than those in their parameter list and those in the global namespace. And fourth would be that lambdas are a one-line version of function. They are not equivalent to inline statements in C or C++. So lambda's purpose is by passing functions stack allocation during invocation for performance reasons. And anonymous function syntax look like this. And here's the lambda. I mean argument 1, and then is argument 2, and so on, argument n, and it looks like expression. So now I'll write an example according to this syntax. So for example, addition example would be some lambda argument 1 argument 2 to do argument 1 plus argument 2. So we build it and we need to print it out. So print some value, for example sum 5 and 10, and let's build it. And this was an addition. We can add multiplication, so it would be mult like this, and this will be changed asterisk. And now we can write more print functions. So print multiplication, for example. Multiplication. Here we can write something more interesting. 25 plus 25, and here we can write 11 and 11. Let's build it. Oh, so here I didn't change, so here. Okay, so addition is 15, 50, and 121 when you multiply 11 to 11. So I think this is it with functions. I think I talked about everything in basics. So in this tutorial we covered how to define and use various functions in Python. And well, yeah, I think that's all for this video. I hope that this was useful for you. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in comment section below this video. If you liked my video, smash up the likes button and subscribe my channel. Then you will get more of my videos. Text version of this tutorial and links are left in video subscription. Thank you all for watching, good luck, and see you in the next video.